Hello everyone, my name is Amy and welcome back to the third and final installment of this Build a House series in which you're going to be watching me build or furnish the master bedroom's private living room area. So if you're just joining me, then you don't know that this is a very large house and it is has 9 bedrooms and each bedroom has its own private bathroom. So I wanted the master bedroom. I really honestly didn't know what to do with this room. It was already built in and I didn't really know what to do with it. So I decided because every room has its own bathroom, I would just kind of make this the master bedroom's private living room area. So just kind of making it so like no other Sims could really go there. There's direct access to the backyard porch, which is kind of nice. So just putting in a fireplace and a nice bar area, and then there's an archway that leads into the actual master bedroom, and I do take that away and just put a door on there to make it a little bit more private. And so you're going to see me kind of just decorating this room. And again, I really wasn't sure what to put here. So it's kind of basically the same things that I've done in throughout the other rest of the house. Now I'm going downstairs and going to be doing the seating area by the lap pool. So this is another area of the house you don't actually see me build, but I do get some screenshots of it, so I think it's okay in the end to kind of skip over some stuff because, again, this is such a large house and making 3-part build videos is quite time consuming for me to do, and I assume time consuming for people to watch, so I did cut out a lot of things, but there's obviously this large lap pool, and I put some lights and some speakers around there, and now I'm just kind of dressing up the hallway and the basement. So when you come down the stairs, there are 2 bathrooms to the left of the screen. You can see they're basically exactly the same. And then there's also a clear glass door that goes into the sauna. So that is quite nice. And then obviously the doors that go into the where the lap pool is. Putting some windows on the pool so when you're outside you can kind of look through where the lap pool is, which is kind of nice. And now I am upstairs on the 3rd level, and this is where the home gym is. I'm just kind of making this room a little bit bigger and kind of making the diagonal less noticeable. And when I do that, I have room to put in another yoga mat. So I liked that in the end, and I thought it looked quite nice. And so now I'm going to be doing the landscaping and all of the um, plants and shrubs and stuff around the whole house. So one thing that you'll notice, and I decided to do just to kind of save some time, was to speed up the landscaping portions of this video to times 8 speed, whereas the rest of the video is times 4 speed. So again, I did this because I was trying to make like a conscious effort to not change the camera angle around like really fast. So if I sped this up, it wouldn't be that hard to follow. And honestly, I think landscaping is obviously it's essential to get the house to look very nice, but it's quite boring in my opinion to watch somebody do. So I'm gonna try my best to like make it as interesting as I can, but just kind of switching up some things, and I am putting all of the rocks obviously in, and so those are gonna be where the flower beds eventually go. So I kind of take some of the landscaping as like large flower beds. So you're going to see one on this backside porch in just a little bit. And then some of the areas around the house are just basic shrubs with the rocks around them. And I do switch that up just because I thought that it would be a little bit more interesting to have the flower beds and everything, which I think look very, very nice. But also at the same time, I didn't really want to do that around the whole perimeter of the house. Very time consuming to do that. And again, I just thought it would kind of be a little bit overboard. So I kind of switch it up and do half shrubs around the perimeter of the house and then halfway do like flower beds. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you prefer how you do your landscaping, and what you prefer to do, and also what speeds you like to watch your videos. I think that'd be kind of interesting. If you're a YouTuber and you make speed builds, what speed do you use? And if you're just watching this video, like, do you like the times 8 speed or the times 4 speed? What do you prefer to do? Do you like people to switch it up a little bit? I'd be interested to know in the comment section what you think. So definitely let me know, or any feedback honestly would be appreciated. Because I don't know, it's nice to know what any of my viewers would actually think of what I'm doing. And so I'm basically now back to the landscaping. I am over on the backside, backyard portion, and again, just kind of putting in some more shrubs. I do enlarge some shrubs and flowers indoors and outdoors at times, which I think looks really nice. With sometimes when you have them a little bit bigger, they take up a little bit more room, and I don't know, kind of some of them look a little bit overgrown and maybe not trimmed up as much, but I think that it looks a little bit more natural maybe. So that's why I kind of decided to do it. This side of the house that I'm working on right now is kind of the plain side. I really don't put a whole lot in there. And honestly, by the time I was done building this house, I was quite just done. It took me a very long time. I think I started this way back in like at least over a month or so ago. I want to say like 7 weeks ago. Obviously, I'm doing this over a course of many days, so which you can kind of see the footage in the video changes a little bit. Um, so working on some more of the landscaping and the trees and dressing the yard up a little bit more. And now I'm going to be working on the pool. So one thing that you'll notice about the pool, when I was doing the entrance, I have like 3 square pathway that comes back from the back porch, and I wanted to have an entrance to the pool and like have a gate. I was gonna have a fence around the pool and then a gate, obviously, that leads you into it. But the problem that I had is the gates were like 2 squares wide, so it didn't fit. It was like off center, and I have pretty much OCD when it comes to centering things, so I decided to make 2 entrances, kind of split that up a little bit so I can have the like gates be centered around the pool. So I don't know, that's how I ended up doing that. Once I did that, it seemed to go quite quickly because I actually tried to build the pool and do the backyard on a couple of different occasions, and I ended up just deleting the footage and basically deleting everything I did because I wasn't happy with it. So I was finally happy with this. So now I'm going to be doing the pool bar area. So I am adding like walls just basically so I can get the foundation. And then I'm deleting all of the walls, and I have the like foundation and then the roof on top. And then adding in the column so it actually looks like the roof is being held up by something. And then putting the stairs back in because I think I don't know, I accidentally deleted them. I'm not sure how things like that happen sometimes, but they do. And then another thing, you're going to see me get quite frustrated here in just a couple of minutes. I am frustrated with this tree that's in the back because I'm trying to enlarge this a little bit, and I was like, oh, this tree I blamed it on the tree, even though it wasn't really the tree. It was just me trying to figure out how to like move a wall back. I, for some reason, tried for a while. So anyway, I am now adding in the like, it's actually a fence, but it looks like the half wall, which I thought looked really nice. And then putting some like full length wall on the back side. So I thought that was pretty cool, so I can have a TV on the back there. One thing that you'll notice I do in a couple different times in this video is I all of a sudden have a whole bunch of objects that appear, and that's just in order to save time because it's, again, kind of boring, I think, to watch me even at 4 or 8 times speed scrolling through the catalog to try to find specific items. So I found a lot of them off camera, and then you just see me putting them in place. So right now I am working on the trellis over the bar area. So just trying to use the fence material and come up with some kind of a design. And then you see me delete the rooftop, and then I'm trying to use like I don't know if it's necessarily a cheat, but the Control 9 cheat to like raise the thorns and all the plants up, but then I realize if I have the roof on top, then I don't have to use the cheat. The thorns and all the shrubbery will just naturally be placed on top of the trellis. So it just kind of looks like there's like ivy or just some sort of bushes or something growing on top. So it's not actually a true roof. Like if your Sims are out here and we had seasons and it was raining, they would get rained on, but it just kind of looks cool. So I've done that before in a couple of my houses and I decided to keep it that way and do it again in this particular house. So now I am kind of back over on the pool and gonna do the lighting and the pool decor. So I use a lot of in the outside the oh, here I am doing the lighting. Sorry. I am putting all of those in. I do delete the pool slide or the diving board. It's not a slide. I delete that. I didn't really like it on that side of the pool and I didn't really think there was any room for it anywhere else. So now I am putting in these like wicker seating things that came from the Perfect Patio expansion pack. So you can't actually use those chairs right there because I'm intertwining the chair and the ottoman, but I think it just looks kind of cool, like a lounge chair. I'm surprised when they came out with a Perfect Patio stuff pack that they didn't actually make a lounge chair. That's kind of annoying to me, but you make do with the move objects on sheet and just make it look usable even if it's not. And then dressing up another area of the pool with putting some more seating areas and didn't want to use the exact same thing, so just kind of change it up a little bit. And now we're going to be heading over to basically where I'm going to be doing the fountain. And around this huge fountain is going to be a romantic garden. And I say that because I use a lot of the items from Romantic Garden, which is one of the most recent stuff packs that I had gotten, like, not sometime maybe this year. I think it came out a while ago, but I am late to the game and getting all the stuff packs. But I finally have all of them except for the spooky stuff pack, which honestly, I like Halloween and everything, but I don't really have any interest in you getting that in The Sims. I don't really think I would use it very often. It does have a couple of cool objects, but I am probably never going to get it. So, um, I am now putting in like the garden area things. So, using the what is that thing? It's like the barbed wire like plant. So it's actually not a fence, but I'm using it as a fence. I think it's called the barbed wire nature's barbed wire or something like that. So it's like a shrub with all the flowers and stuff in it. And so I initially was just going to have it along the back side of the property, and mostly because I wanted to have it kind of private and separated from like the neighbor's yard, even though there's technically no other neighbors, but I wanted to have it kind of separate, and you couldn't use the fence material because the fence has to be like 1 square away from the property line, but the with the move objects on sheet, I was able to put that barbed wire fence um back there. So you can see I was gonna just kind of intertwine and just kind of make it a natural flow in between the barbed wire fence and the actual fence, but I do end up taking the actual fence out towards the end because for a couple of different reasons, but I don't actually show me taking that actual fence out and putting in the barbed wire fence again just to save time, and didn't really think it was absolutely necessary. But so I'm pretty much just kind of going along and again using a lot of the potted plants as well as some of the actual like outdoor shrubbery and like flowers and stuff like that. So when I look back at some of the screenshots, I do think that some of this area, when you're looking at it more from ground level, is like a little bit too much, honestly. But I think it looks really pretty, like more from the aerial view, which is typically when I'm building, like that's kind of how I look at it from. But when I finally got to watching back this, like some of the screenshots, I was like, oh boy, this is a little bit overdone, but I would actually be interested to know what you guys think. If you think that the garden is like too much with the flowers or if you think it looks okay, because I don't know, I think it looks very romantic and I would like to have something like this in my backyard. That would be amazing. Dressing up the pond, which I think looks so much better when I actually add the lily pads and all of like the seaweed and the grass and stuff around it. I think it looks very pretty. And then I also add like the flower petals, which I think look really cool. And now I am just going back and adding in some more terrain painting and some rocks. So I initially wasn't going to have rocks on this side of the pathway, but since the other side all was lined with the flower beds, I decided I might as well go ahead and add the rocks all along the side to the pathways here. And then also I do change the entrance um way from like the when you get into the garden area on both sides, just because again the fencing material wasn't working out right, so I do kind of change it to the other fence. So now we are into the screenshots, so we are looking at the front of the house obviously, and then turning around into the back side, and so that you can see obviously the beautiful pool. And now we're kind of in the garden. See, I think from far away the garden looks very pretty and very nice and full and lush. And now we are entering in from the front door. So this is the main entrance of the house, and we're going to be turning into the study room. So there's a beautiful fireplace and computer desk, and over tucked away in the corner is the nice grand piano, and you can look all the way through on the very far side. Now we're entering into the what I call the sitting area. So it's nice and open. When you're in the sitting area, you can look into the study, you can look into the dining room, which is where we're heading to next. And we can also see from the dining room into the kitchen and into the living room. So it's very like open and modern, which I really like. We are entering now into the kitchen. So there's actually two islands. There's one there in the center, and then another one off here to the side where there are some bar stools and everything around there. So plenty of areas for your Sims to eat and enjoy their food. We are now going to be entering into one of the bedrooms on this main level. This is the butler's bedroom. I just decided to add it. There's really not a whole lot to it, but it was necessary, I guess, to add it. And now we are into the movie theater. So very large TV that came with the movie theater hangout pack. And then also another bar, because I like a lot of bars in my sim houses apparently. And now we are in the main living room where I have another fireplace and large TV. And then just another shot looking back into like the main entrance and hallway area. And this is just kind of like so you can get a better idea of the stairway or the floor plan. So we're heading into the master bedroom. And so now we are in the master bedroom's private like living room area where there's also another fireplace and a bar. And now the master bedroom's bathroom. Very large and open and very blue. And just another shot, another direction of the master bedroom facing the other way. Now we are downstairs in the basement, and this is just the like hallway out into the basement, and the nice lap pool where you can see the windows that lead to the other pool outside, which I really love. And now we are finally upstairs into the second level. This is the rec room where I have a nice foosball table and another bar and another TV. And then you can see the staircase in the way back of that hallway. This is the other side of that where that staircase is. So just another sitting area where all the bedrooms and stuff are. And this is one of the bedrooms on this level. I didn't show all of them because they're basically all the same, have mostly all the same furniture and design to them. And so I do skip over most of them, but that's just one of them that you do see. We are finally on the third level where there is yet another seating area and another bar and another computer desk. So there's actually 3 computer desks in this whole house. And then we are going into the gym where your Sims can obviously exercise. Plenty of exercise equipment in there. And I like gyms. I like using the yellow color. I don't know, I just think it makes nice people nice and happy, and so I like to use yellow in the gyms. We are now on the floor plan. So we are on the third level. There's 2 bathrooms on the third level. And then we're kind of going to do the second level, and I kind of split it up so you can see a little bit more. I zoom in a little bit closer so you can see more of the floor plans of the bedrooms and all of the bathrooms. So like I mentioned, every single bedroom in this house has its own private bathroom, and all of the bedrooms and bathrooms are pretty much the same. So now we are on the first level, and again, I do kind of zoom in a little bit more so you can see a little bit more in detail of how the floor plans and the layout of the house are. So another first floor plan where the kitchen and the dining room and butler's room are. And we are finally in the basement. So again, you can see the lap pool and the bathrooms and the sauna. And then we're going to zoom in and you can get a little bit closer view of that. And then I think we are going to go, oh, we're in the garage. So I get two shots of the garage. You can see from one angle, and then we're going to turn around. And so that's the door, main door that goes into the garage. And then we are going to go on like the side porch, like courtyard area. So this is just kind of cool. I have the basketball court outside, and just going to turn around so you can get another view. There's a nice couple seating areas around there. And then we're going to turn around and go towards like the back garden area. So obviously there's another small little porch off of the house there. And this is the entrance into the garden. So this is where I said, ooh, I think it might have been a little bit overboard with the flowers, but I think it looks really pretty in the end. And so this is in the corner at the bench area, and then we're just kind of zooming up from the bench in the corner, and I think that's one of my favorite shots. I think that garden looks really pretty. Finally, back into the back pool area where again you can see those windows that lead down to the basement, and looking at the house from the back bar pool, and I think that looks really pretty. And so basically we're just going to go back to the front and do a thing where we show you the like morning, afternoon, evening, and night, and then basically the same thing as we turn around to the back side of the house. So that pretty much leads us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please let me know, and I look forward to building some more houses for you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.